So after our off-trail adventures, we grabbed our packs and then we headed back towards the main trail. We had to do a little bit of bushwhacking to get over towards that way, but we finally crossed the Sipsey Fork and back onto the 209. After that, we just continued towards the trail until we got to an intersection, so that would lead us to the 202. We crossed over to the 202 and then we proceeded to climb up 300 feet in over half a mile. But before we did that, we found a little furry friend in the river. He's sticking his tongue out at us.
Is he going under?
Mm-hmm. It's probably his home.
Yeah, it came off.
So we finally made it to the top after we had lunch right at the middle of our climb. And now we were on the way to the 201 past the Randolph trailhead. But on the way there, we came across an old car that was left there years ago. And from what I've heard, it was some old moonshine car. And then we came across the cemetery. (1809, 1877).
What?
Yeah.
No way. What that one say? The date.
1810 to 1878.
Damn, that's before the fucking Civil War.
So we completed the 202 and the 201, and now we were on our way back to the 209. To do that, we went down the Cascades of Love and once again crossed the Sipsey Fork. Once we got on the 209, we hiked up to the Needle's Eye. We camped in front of there. But unfortunately, we could not find it. This is the second time we tried to find it, and it was just unable to be found. Then we just kind of hung around camp, and then later that night we talked about our most favorite thing about the day and our least favorite thing about the day.
That was pretty awesome. Yeah. But the mountain, the waterfall at the very beginning.
What was your least favorite thing of the day? What they get sore from? Brendan, what was your favorite thing of the day? Going back Ugly Creek and looking at the falls? What about your least favorite thing? Alright, what's your favorite part of the day?
My favorite part of the day was Eagle Creek Falls. And then coming down the Cascades of Love with no water, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it would be pretty sketchy if there was a bunch of water on it.
What's your least favorite?
Least favorite. Us going through all those briars and stuff, trying to get back across the Sipsey Fork, back onto my actual trail.
Yeah.
All that bushwhacking sucked the bag pretty good.
What was your favorite part of the day today, big guy?
Here at the end, when I got to give it the cold water.
I think that's pretty unanimous between everybody.
My favorite.
It was pretty chilly, wasn't it? For sure. What was your least favorite part of the day?
Going up that hill, when I had to tell you, okay, you're gonna have to give me that was
When we got over there on that Randolph trailhead.
when you stopped at 8 and everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a tough section there. And then we had to go uphill after that. You made us stop on an uphill. Committed a cardinal sin. He had to stop. But by the end of the day, you were leading the troops home. That second win. The third day was the hardest day of our trip. And it's not that it was hard at all. It's just that it was the most amount of miles we've done this trip, which ended up being 11.5 miles. Also, that morning, we had a pretty good climb of 300 feet in a mile. But luckily, we got a 1.5 mile warm up, and I'm glad we did because I was feeling pretty groggy and not that great in the morning. But after that, I felt great. And also, we were going to get water before we did the climb, but the river near the trailhead was pretty dry. So that was kind of a bummer. We had to actually find water, but we ended up finding this very clear puddle. I mean, it looked like good water. The only problem is there was a little crawfish in it, but that didn't bother us at all. It was clear enough, it looked drinkable, and it was cool. So we gathered the water, filtered it, and then we started our climb.